One of my favorite musicals is The Sound of Music, and one of my favorite songs is My Favorite Things.
Now that we've been RVing for a while, we want to share with you some of our favorite things. Well, he's going to do all the electronics.
Yeah.
Which is not my cup of tea at all.
Guy stuff.
Yeah. And I'm going to show you dishes and cleaning and all that kind of stuff. That can be guy stuff too, you know.
Now, a full disclosure, we do have links below of each of these products, and if you think that it's something that would be helpful for your life, you can go ahead and use it and buy it. But if you buy it through one of the Amazon links, we'll get a small commission, but you pay the same price either way, so it's really not a bad deal for you or for us. This is American Idol. No, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Try again.
This is Miles and Smiles.
My favorite item has come to be these toiletry suction holders. They're made of silicone and are waterproof. The company is called Toiletries, and they make them in a variety of styles in order to hold all kinds of stuff. So I've used several. This one I decided to use in the kitchen, and I stick my most used knives down in here, and it holds just fine. You do need to put it on a glass or smooth surface like this, because they won't adhere to everything. But follow the instructions and they stay on great. Mine have been on for months. So love these. I also have a couple in the bathroom. These are the ones that I'm using for the bathroom. And in this one, toothpaste and toothbrushes fit great. A razor. This is a little spot where people can put rings or whatever. I put dental floss there. The other one has miscellaneous medicines that are used every night. They come in all shapes and sizes for all kinds of various needs.
My next most favorite thing is this Unite Explorer Hotspot for AT&T. AT&T is our primary wireless provider, and this will accept the data from our cellular network and acts as a modem, taking the digital signal from the air and converting it into a Wi-Fi signal that we can connect all of our devices to. Now, one of the problems we've discovered is that you can't get AT&T signals everywhere. And so recently, we also purchased this Verizon MiFi Jetpack. So now we can get either AT&T signals, or if we're someplace where AT&T is not available, such as where we are right now in rural Central California, we can also get Verizon signals. And if the signals are a little bit weak with the AT&T Netgear, the Unite Explorer, we have this antenna that plugs into it, which helps us to get signals from a little farther away.
Next, I love these cleaning cloths. They are easy to use, and especially I use one for cleaning mirrors. All you have to do is wet it and wipe down the mirror, and it dries by itself, and it's usually not streaked at all. Very simple and very quick. Wait a minute or two and it dries streak-free. I found it also works great for a quick wipe down of a cell phone screen. Gets those fingerprints right off. Even works for glasses.
Speaking of devices that we want to connect, this is the Wi-Fi gateway for our sensor push. We travel with 3 dogs and a cat. So we want to know if we're away from the RV and the temperature gets too hot for them so that we can get back quickly or call someone else to help. A situation where that might occur would be if we're running the air conditioners in the RV, but the power goes out in the campground. Or if our air conditioners just aren't strong enough to keep up with the heat. This, along with the monitor that we set on one of our counters, will constantly broadcast the temperature and the humidity inside of the RV. And then, particularly if the temperature gets too high, it will send us an alert on our cell phones so that we know that we need to do something about it. Now, using that, we discovered there was a problem. If it got too hot in the RV because the power had gone out, we weren't able to find out what was going on because the sensor push gateway only works when it's connected to power. But we found this fairly inexpensive solution to the problem. It is a Best Tech silent inverter. It plugs into one of the cigarette lighter power ports, and then we plug the inverter into that. So if the power goes out, our gateway is still powered because this is running off of the RV's battery.
I also come to love these little things. They're called Squish, which is the company, drain, strainer, and stopper. And after trying several different products, because I didn't like the way the original ones worked, the metal ones where you stick it in and twist it to stop it, too much food was getting through, too much residue was collecting along the sides. So I found that I love these. They're very effective, very easy to use. You just put this down in the hole, and most of the food, for me at least, goes down and gets caught here. To plug up the sink, all you do is put it like that, and it works great. Dish is done. Take this off. Nice suction cup to stick it to the side of the sink, so hopefully you don't lose it. And take this and dump it in the trash can. Put it back. Sometimes I need to wipe a little bit of food off of the edges, but these are great. I might even get them for home.
The first non-digital favorite thing is Quake Hold Museum Putty. This stuff is awesome. When you're bouncing down the road, things tend to bounce around, but there are a few things in our RV that we want to have more or less permanently mounted, but not really permanently mounted where we want to keep them. Things such as flower pots, or in case of the cab here in the RV, this little clock that I've got mounted to the dashboard. This doesn't come off when we're going down the road because it's got a little blob of earthquake putty underneath it, holding it in place. But when we want it to move, when we want to replace this or put something else in that spot, it comes up pretty easily. Pulled off the battery cover, but other than that, so that we can pick up the putty, it comes right off, and move this somewhere else or put something else in that spot.
So many people seem to not make use of their stove in their RV at all if they have a stove. I have found that I like baking a lot of things, healthy, gluten-free kinds of products, and so I wanted to use this oven a lot. And I had one problem though. The temperature just fluctuated up and down like crazy sometimes. I'd set it for 350 and I'd look and it was over 400. So I had to be making a lot of adjustments. Jeff had this great idea of getting a pizza stone and putting it in the oven to help stabilize the temperature. And it works great. So sometimes it's off a little bit, but I can get it pretty close to the required temperature, and it holds it for the length of my baking. So I love this pizza stone. And sometime I think I'll actually try making a pizza on it.
When we're camping in the east, it's really not much of a problem to find a place to build a campfire. Almost all of the campgrounds have fire rings and firewood available. But out west here, and in some East Coast campgrounds, outdoor fires just aren't allowed. But usually this kind of fire is. And that's why our Outland Fire Bowl is one of my next favorite things. You can't have a fire where you are? Don't worry about it. Just flip like that. Woo, windy. And you've got an instant fire. It's not quite the same as having a wood campfire. But when you can't, this is great.
The last thing that's a great help in keeping things organized is all kinds of bins and shelves and whatnot. I bought some bins like this for some storing some foods and other items, and actually some of them get labels in order to make sure that it's easy to grab the right bin. Labeling is always helpful for us. I also fiddle around with shelving because these shelves over the sink are very deep, and I created a lot more space for storing items by adding shelves. Shelves have also come in really handy, I discovered, for shoe storage. Bins, Jeff and I toss in our shoes, and since they're raised up, there's extra space underneath to store whatever shoes we want to store. Those we use most often, like slippers or sneakers, our choice.
My final favorite thing is behind me. When we're driving down the highway and the sun is getting low above the horizon and it's coming in the driver's window, it's just terrible. But I found this nano shade that attaches to your window with micro suction cups and helps block out the worst of that sun glare. You can take it right off. You can move it to other windows. You can trim it to the right size so that you don't block your mirrors, and you can use it other places as well. The Nano Shade company also makes some great tire shade covers. What makes these tire covers so special is that they're really easy to take off, fold up, and store away. And then when you want to put them on again, just open them up, and slide them on. So those are some of our favorite things. We'd like to hear about yours too. Maybe you've got a better product for one of these things, or maybe you've got something completely different we've never thought about. If so, please tell us about it in the comments below.
Remember, if you like this video, to click on like this video, and consider subscribing to our channel so that you can see videos coming up soon. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks very much, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Once again, remember, life's a journey. Make every mile count.